What is up, guys? JaretCampisi with my good buddy Kevin from Ducati Spacers, and today we're going to be doing our first ever head-to-head on the channel. So basically what we're going to be doing is Kevin's going to be riding his beautiful Ducati Speciale. I'm going to be riding my Custom Xdiavel, and we're going to be deciding which one is better for the street. Also, if you don't know about Kevin, check him out. He owns Ducati Spacers, and I'll put all of his social media links in the description below, so be sure to check them out and see if you're interested in what he does. I think this is going to be an interesting one, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's get this head-to-head started. All right, so first thing I think we should start off with is styling. Obviously, it's always up for debate, but I think that there's a big difference between a cruiser style motorcycle, which is what the Xdiavel is, and a sport bike or super bike, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure I know which one Christina would choose, which is the Speciale.
Yes.
I gotta say, I think I gotta give styling to the Speciale as well. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm gonna say Speciale.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I look at this bike, you know, I see the new V4R and bikes like that, the new hotness, whatever. This is still just like the OG V4 to me. It looks so good. Like
the original.
They really nailed it with like the 3-color paint scheme.
I agree. So yeah, I mean, as awesome as the Xdiavel is to look at as a cruiser, I think it's one of the best looking cruisers. I think that you really can't touch the styling of a Ducati Panigale. So that's 1 point for the Speciale. All right, so up next we're gonna do exhaust sound. This is obviously a L-twin Ducati. His is a V4. I've got a Terminioni aftermarket exhaust on it. Let's see what it sounds like.
Sounds mean, dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty mean sounding bike, honestly. So V4 1100cc with the Akrapovic full exhaust system. Here we go.
Sounds like a race bike, dude. MotoGP for the street, right here.
That's pretty brutal. I don't know. For me, it's a toss-up. I guess it depends what kind of sound you want.
For
that
me,
one's more cruiser-ish.
For me, being like a big MotoGP fan, when I'm on this bike and you're tucked in and you're like full throttle, it literally sounds like when you used to see the in-helmet cams from Moto. Like you'll watch Rossi back when he used to ride, like maybe like the GP15 or whatever, and he'd be full throttle. It sounds exactly like that, and that's why I love this.
Especially when you're high up in the RPMs and you're quick shifting and it's like popping every time.
Yeah.
Shit, I think we got to give it to the Speciale. 2-0 Speciale.
There we go.
So the final test before we hop on these bikes, we're gonna do female perspective. Christina Khalil, the beautiful Christina Khalil, is lending us her opinion. So as a female, who would you rather date? If two guys pulled up on one of these bikes, who would you rather date?
Neither.
You gotta try one? Neither. She says the Lambo rider.
Yeah.
The guy who brought a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You look so badass on either one of those.
I like this riding position so much more.
You do. Doggy style position.
I would go for the Speciale.
Oh my god, the Speciale's winning 3-0 right now. Son of a bitch.
You know me, I
She's
love
a
sport bike.
Yeah, she's
Teens,
a sporty gal.
you're supposed to be selling my giveaway series here, okay? That's pretty badass.
Can we get that picture?
That should be the thumbnail, actually. Damn it. All right, so here we are, guys. I am on the Xdiavel. Kevin is on his beautiful Speciale. We're in downtown Santa Barbara. We're gonna go for a little cruise here. And I'd say the first test is gonna be low speed, kind of stop and go traffic. And what do you think, Kev? How's that Speciale treating you?
Well, honestly, I've ridden a lot of different generations of Ducati, and this is for sure the only super bike that you could ever ride in these kind of conditions and hope to actually be decently comfortable.
Yep, I agree.
The only problem I have with this bike is that it does get absurdly hot in stop-and-go traffic, so you pretty much have to be in leathers or else you're screwed. You really can't get away with jeans on this thing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I rode jeans with the 1299 and the Carbon V4, and I definitely paid for it. but I'll say, dude, that is one of the most comfortable sport bikes I've ever ridden.
Yeah, I just rode this thing all the way up to Santa Monica. It was probably an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And apart from my right hand being a little bit numb, pretty much no complaints whatsoever.
So that's awesome. But I will say, on the Xdiavel with the forward controls, the nice comfortable handlebars, I feel like I'm sitting in a reclining chair.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing my best to like lean back and look cool, like I'm not, you know, in an aggressive riding position. But in reality, you do have to use a little bit of like legs and core to even hold yourself up like that.
Yeah, you actually look pretty comfortable in that thing, man.
Yeah.
But I think for comfort, for everyday comfort, it has to go to the Xdiavel, right?
Of course.
Okay. So finally, the Xdiavel gets a point. I think it's 3-1 currently.
I think it's one of those things where for a sport bike, the V4 is incredibly comfortable.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're not going to beat the comfort of
can never-
something like a Diavel.
Exactly.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, isn't this ridiculous?
This is crazy, man.
Santa Barbara, and we're entering an area called Hope Ranch.
She likes it.
Yeah.
Nice for flyby.
So I would say obviously the Speciale is going to destroy me in a top speed race, right?
I like to keep it under control.
Yeah.
I want to retain my license, which is hard to do on this bike.
Dude, seriously, I know. But I will say, this bike, it does have like a dragster inspired build with the big back tire and the long wheelbase. And I think 0 to like maybe 60 or 70, I think I'd be right next to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, that thing could put down so much power because of the wheelbase. It's
Yes.
kind of hard to believe. It was a similar experience when I rode the Monster 1200. Like, honestly, the sensation of acceleration on the Monster is almost just as much as this
Yes,
bike.
yes.
They can just put down the power so well, especially from slow speeds.
Exactly. And so here's some more low speed corners. These are really low speed, like 15 miles an hour. So just be aware. But like, that's the one thing about the Xdiavel. Look at the handling at low speeds. It's pretty impressive. Like, look at that.
Yeah, you got those wide bars. It's got to make it really effortless to toss through little.
And the carbon wheels make a big difference too.
Yeah.
You know, but like the back and forth, like look at that shit. You know, like it's pretty impressive for a cruiser.
And one thing that the Speciale also manages to do really well, though, despite the fact that it has, you know, sport bike handlebars, it does actually turn in really fast. I think it's just a function of the way they set up the rider triangle.
Yes,
how
and the
skinny
wheelbase.
front tire is.
Yes.
It actually steers surprisingly fast for the type of bike it is.
Yes, and actually I was saying when I was riding that V4, the S model that we did, because of that counter-rotating crankshaft, that was the first bike I'd ever ridden. When you give it throttle, it actually pulls you into the curve more instead of running you wide. I've never felt that before.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you don't have that crank that's basically fighting the bike turning.
Yes, exactly. Along with the wheels and everything else.
Yeah.
Yep. So handling-wise, obviously we have to give that to the Speciale, right?
Definitely.
So
I mean, that's not really a contest. It's one of the best handling bikes in the world.
Ever built, yeah. So I would say, what is that? Is it 4-1 right now, the Speciale over the Xdiavel?
Yeah, what is it, 4-1?
4-1.
Ouch.
I need to come up with some things that this thing's better at.
I think you might still be a sport bike guy at heart.
I know. There we go. Check it out. Right? That's one thing. That's one thing your bike can't do, right?
That's one thing that it should be able to do.
You do not have cruise control.
Body won't let you.
But I think I got to take a point for my cruise control. For long trips, right? This has got to be better.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 4-2. So we're about to enter the highway up here. And I think that'll be one of the last tests that we'll do, right? Is highway comfort.
So I think this might be one of those places where the Xdiavel has a fairly obvious advantage. What do you think?
Well, I think it would have an obvious advantage for comfort at normal highway speeds. But because of the lack of wind protection, I would imagine... Oh, sorry, we're good.
Try not to get run over while we're talking.
Yeah. Here, we can get a little pull right here if you want. That thing is so fast. But when it comes to highway cruising, it's pretty tough to beat the position of this bad boy, you know? I can hang out here, I can put on cruise control, and I can just enjoy the ride. But he does have more wind protection, I suppose. So what do you think?
I think the thing the Xdiavel has, that if you retain reasonable highway speed,
yes,
you know, you got the great position. It's just incredibly comfortable.
Yeah.
The one thing the Speciale has is that if you do want to hit like 90, 100 miles an hour, you have a little bit of wind protection.
Yes.
You can kind of tuck in behind the screen a little bit more aerodynamic. So.
Yes, absolutely. But I think overall, I think that still gives it a point for the Xdiavel on that.
I think it's going to have to be.
Highway comfort.
I mean, the Xdiavel is hurting for points right now, so we got to throw whatever we can.
We got to throw it a bone.
You know, there's one thing that the Speciale can do on the freeway that you can't. Yes, that is definitely one thing that you can do that I cannot. This thing is insane, dude. Like, you literally just have to hold on for dear life.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
You know what it's like.
Oh, I do, and it's so out of control. Why don't we just wrap it up this way? Like everyday use and fun factor, we're gonna go straight. You know, which one, because at the end of the day, you buy motorcycles that make you happy, right?
Right.
It's all about the fun factor. It's all about what you look at in your garage or what you throw a leg over and what makes you the most happy, you know, at the end of the day. So
definitely.
So for you, Kevin, which I think we know obviously which bike that would be for you, because you're sitting on it right now, right?
I think I'm at a place in my life, you know, young guy, no responsibilities, no back pain yet. The kind of bike I want to be on is the kind of bike that's top of the line, highest performance possible.
Yep.
You know, a complete Italian masterpiece,
sex dripping,
visually and mechanically.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it has to be the Speciale. That's just the kind of bike that I'm into.
Yep. And then obviously this is highly personal preference, guys. The Speciale did win in the point system, whether it was 5-2 or 5-3 or 6-3. I don't know. That's just kind of us having fun picking them apart. But for me personally, honestly, guys, I would take the Speciale as well. Obviously. As fun as this Xdiavel is, and if you want a bike that does everything, this is a pretty good bike for that, because you can ride with your cruiser buddies, you can ride with your sport bike buddies, and it's comfortable, you know. Like, I can take this bike to the gym, I ride it down to the beach to go running and stuff like that, and sometimes it's hard to throw a leg over that, because it can be a little bit cumbersome. It's a lot of bike to handle, you
Honestly,
know?
yeah, you got to be suited up in leathers to even want to take this thing out. There are times, I'll admit, whenever I go down to my garage and I'm just going to do a quick ride to the work or a quick ride to the gym or the grocery store, it's like, man, it wouldn't hurt to have something nice and, you know, convenient and comfortable and not so aggressive.
Exactly, and especially for riding around downtown Santa Barbara, the Xdiavel really is a perfect bike for what I'm doing right now. But
I can see that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell just watching you on it, like laid back, enjoying life. It doesn't get much better.
Exactly.
A day like this on a nice, comfy Ducati Cruiser.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly. Well, I mean, both of these bikes are amazing. In an ideal world, we'd have one of each, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this first inaugural head-to-head here on the Campisi YouTube channel. Special thanks to Kevin for coming up and hanging out with us and bringing this beautiful Speciale. Kevin's actually going to be riding the Xdiavel for the first time over on his channel, so make sure you click the link in the description below and head on over and check him out and show him some love. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, ride whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. We're just having fun. We thought it would be a fun video to make, and that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like. Thank you, Kevin, so much for coming, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
I think I might have to enter to win that thing now.